Today we're going to take a look at operations with functions and compositions. This first video is going to deal with operations with functions. Operations are those mathematical things that we do, such as adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. And in this case, we're going to do it with functions. If we look at the first example here, basically what is going to happen is we're going to take the g equation and we're going to add it to the f equation. So simply put, we write the g equation down. We're going to add it to what the f equation is. At this point, since we're adding, all we need to do is combine like terms. If we're going to put it in standard form, we'd want to start off with the x squared. As far as like terms go, we got an x and a 2x. If we add x and 2x, we should get 3x. The minus 4 is by itself, so it just gets added on. And then the x squared plus 3x minus 4 would be our answer. In the second example, we got the h of t, and this time we're going to subtract the g of t. So if we start with the h of t, we replace that with the 2t plus 1. Now we're going to subtract the g of t, which is the 2t cubed plus 3. My recommendation, since we have the minus sign here, think of it as a minus 1. You want to make sure you distribute it through. So the 2t plus 1 will stay the same, but this will become a minus 2t cubed and a minus 3. Now that we've taken care of that, it's the same as the addition. We want to add like terms. So if we're going to put it in standard form, we start with the minus 2t cubed. The 2t would come next. And the plus 1 and the minus 3 will get combined to give us a minus 2. So our answer for this one should be negative 2t cubed plus 2t plus 2. For the third example, in this case, I don't know if you can see the little dot, but we are going to be multiplying. So we're going to take the 4x plus 2, which represents the h of x, and we're going to multiply it by the, excuse me, negative x squared plus 3, which represents the g of x. At this point, you can use whichever multiplying method you wish. Some people do the box method, some people FOIL. I'm going to look at the FOIL method. So it means the first term gets multiplied by both parts. So the 4x times the minus x squared should give us negative 4x cubed. The 4x times the 3 should be 12x. Two times the negative x squared should give us negative 2x squared. 2 times the 3 should give us 6. At this point, to write it in standard form, we list the minus 4x cubed first, minus 2x squared second, the 12x would go third, and the plus 6 would go at the end. And that is all for that one. Fourth one, now that we've done addition, subtraction, multiplication, is to do division. This one, as far as setting it up goes, fairly simply. We want to put the h of n equation in the numerator. So the n minus 2 will go on the top. The g of n, the minus 4n plus 3, will go on the bottom in the denominator. And as far as it goes, that is the answer for this part. However, sometimes we can factor and simplify. This case, that is not the case. The other thing we have to watch is, remember, you cannot divide by 0. So that means we need to take the denominator and figure out which numbers are going to make the denominator equal 0. So if we subtract the 3, that'll give us minus 4n equals negative 3. If we divide by the negative 4, we'll get n equals 3/4, or actually not equal to. So our restriction on this one is n cannot equal 3/4. And that would be the final answer for that one. Now the next part indicates we're going to be evaluating them. My suggestion is you do each part individually. So let's start with f of 3. This means we're putting 3 in for the x in all the spots in the f equation. So instead of x squared, we put in the 3, that'll be 3 squared. We have a minus 5 and plus 2x, so instead of the x, we're going to put the 3, so it's going to be plus 2 times 3. If we do the math, 3 squared will give us 9. Negative 3 times 9 will give us negative 27. Got the minus 5. And the 2 times 3 should be 6. If we add these together, we're going to get negative 26. Now we need the g of 3. So we're going to put 3 into the g equation. So 2 times 3 minus 3. 2 times 3 is going to give us 6. Subtract the 3, we're going to get 3. So if we go up here, we replace both of parts with the numbers then. So f of 3 is going to be the negative 26. The g of 3 was equal to 3. So those will be our two numbers, and note we are multiplying them together. So negative 26 times 3 should give us negative 78. And that would be our answer. The last example in this section, in this case we're doing g of 9 minus h of 9, so we start with the g of 9. So we're going to put 9 in for the x in the g equation. So instead of 4 times x, it's 4 times 9 plus 1. 4 times 9 should give us 36 plus 1, so that should equal 37. For h of 9, remember we're going to put 9 in for the x, so it's going to be 9 squared plus 2 times 9. 9 squared should give us 81. 2 times 9 is 18. If we add those together, we're going to get 99. So if we look at what we're doing g of 9, which is the 37. And then we're going to subtract the h of 9, which is 99. If we plug this in on our calculator, we hopefully get negative 62 for the answer. And this concludes the notes on the operations with functions.